Good 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 afternoon, good evening everybody. This is going to be an epic show. On the Uncle John show, I like to just be honest, tell you a little story about how much of a character I can be. So, there was this movie I watched when I was, a lot younger. It's called 21. It was made in 2008. It's about a guy who went to MIT and he was counting cards. And when he was counting the cards, hold on 1 minute. When he was counting cards, he had a professor that explained game theory. And in regard to this, I want to explain something to you about Las Vegas, which is the Sin City, as they call it. So, Las Vegas has a very interesting background, ladies and gentlemen. On the Uncle John show, I want to talk about, the ins and outs of Vegas, what happens, what people necessarily went through in regard to this, and how there was a cybersecurity attack, and I can specifically tell you a story about that in regards to that matter. So, I want you guys to sit back, relax. I want you to enjoy this Uncle John show. This is a very good story. This is going to be fun. It's exciting to talk about things that has to do with cybersecurity and things related to it. So, in Vegas, they had the hacks happen. Massive cybersecurity attack targets hotels and casinos. They talk about the MGM. Cyber attack shuts down IT system as MGM Hotel in Las Vegas. So, I'm going to tell you a little story. I was in the public defender's office in Manhattan, in the city, and I was a member of the AmeriCorps. So, I had a friend, and let's just say her name was Natalie. I'm just going to just show you the picture of Natalie. So, Natalie is a very famous model. And I had texted her and did a FaceTime chat, and I asked Natalie nicely, what exactly is the problem? And she said, well, the problem is John, is that, see, Natalie witnessed the beauty and crowd. Natalie Lee. See Natalie Lee? Okay. Now, Natalie has a different name. Natalie goes by this name. K-R-A... See, I'll just show it to you.
Una double cheeseburger.
Hold on a second.
Chicken, una QPC. Y lo más importante, Big Nut.
Hola chicos, ¿qué tal?
Natalie Lee goes by this last name. K-R-A-S-A-V-I-N-A. She's a model. She has I think she's got an Instagram, and I think she does OnlyFans, but I could be wrong. Well, a story about her. I had a friend named Sabrina when I was in Cornell University. And Sabrina and I went to college, and I did internships for LL Bean, Apple, Nike, Balenciaga, etc. When I was there and I met a version of Natalie Lee. I met a friend named Sabrina. She basically explained to me that there are people out there that like to impersonate people. And she said that on the video chat, I'm going to shut this off. She said that there's a lot of people out there that are in Vegas that they had to leave California. There wasn't money to be made. There's money to be made in Vegas. They can do the OnlyFans. I'm not against anybody making money. What I am against is any type of inappropriate behavior. Some of that stuff with the OnlyFans is inappropriate. So, when I was working and this is my violin. I had a violin when I was in college. This is one of them. And then I have a guitar. But when I was in college, I went through scholarships and grants to pay for my school. So just like in that movie, The 21, you have to act in college. You got to hustle. It's about hustling in college. It's not, they treat college now like it's a business. So, just like me putting the glasses on or putting the glasses off, that's what I had to do at my job or my career. I had to act. I had to be very careful who I had to speak with in my job. I had to be very careful who I was around. And I had to understand that there are things out there, and I'm going to show you this book because I had to use it in my cybersecurity class. This book I had to use for communication because it talks about things specifically. See page 274, The Catcher, a slang for a server where other systems send their system logins, trace, and dumps, thereby enabling system administrators and service personnel to access all of the information in one place. Well, when I was working at my jobs, I was what they call, in certain things, I dealt with computers. So, I'll show you a device. Let me see if I have it on me. Give me 1 minute. Oh, here it is. Okay. Perfect example, this Apple. So, you may go into the you may go into the Apple store, the retail store, and there may be a person that looks similar to me, or one of my own co-workers. And you go in there and say, my headphones don't work, to my cell phone. And you may say, oh, your headphones don't work to your cell phone? Oh, okay. You got to make an appointment. You're going to go on the computer and make an appointment. On your phone, they have the app. I think it's Apple support, where they have the app where you can make an appointment. So you have to do that. Sometimes you could just come in to the place early in the morning and just come in, and you may have to wait. You may have to be in, you may be fit between two people in a line. Well, that's what I necessarily started. I explained to my manager, Dan, when I was in Roosevelt Field Mall, that there were certain things that Apple needed to bring update. You need to have an opportunity for people to just get in line, because certain people don't have time. So just like this computer system, you see how it's a square Well, all of these systems, see, this is one of my old books. This is cybersecurity. These are the books that I went to Barnes and Nobles. With my bag. See? Show you my bag. This is Barnes and Nobles. Barnes and Nobles, ladies and gentlemen. And I would go into the store and I would put stuff in the bag, just like a normal person would, and I'd purchase the stuff, and that's what I used to do. I would do research on a lot of this stuff with cybersecurity. Going back to the 21, Natalie brought to my attention, and so did Sabrina. There were people out there that were using Pinterest to commit scams. Or they would use Instagram or Telegram or WhatsApp to commit scams. They would do lover syndrome. And I asked Natalie on the face chat like this, what exactly do you mean lovers? Well, a woman would say, I'm interested in you. Can you get me a gift card? And number one, do not ever do that. Don't ever get a gift card. Don't ever scan. Don't go to a Best Buy or any of those places. You immediately block the person. The first thing, that's what she explained. Now, Diana was one of her friends. Diana did a face chat with me on WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp, but a WhatsApp-like, on iPhone. She explained, there are people out there that are using these apps and committing scams and you don't even realize it. Or they want to ask for your number and they're using your number to commit a scam. That's what was going on in these other countries. They were pulling scams. Now, in regards to this thing with the cybersecurity attack, they were pulling the scams with check fraud. All of that stuff that has to do with the Vegas incident has to do with incident with ID.me. ID.me is subcontracted with the military and the federal government. They had an agreement with the federal government not to get this stuff squashed. So, if you had unemployment fraud, your identity got stolen. If you had been under Medicare, Medicaid, or you had a major insurance, ID.me did business with a lot of those companies, just like Zelle. I am a big component. I am against Zelle. Zelle caused a big problem for Venmo, PayPal, and these other companies because there was a lawsuit going on in regards to this matter. This is why I'm just explaining to you in regards to this Uncle John show and the TV that there are scams going on. So when Natalie explained to me, hey, there's a problem. There is a real problem. You can't fix it. You have to report it to the police. You should get an attorney with this identity theft. You should have LifeLock. That's the number one thing. LifeLock is important. I'll post the link. LifeLock. You Google search it. And this will definitely help any person that's a young adult. They'll help you when it comes to identity theft or if there's any charges that is unfamiliar to your accounts. So thank you guys. Have a pleasant and wonderful day. Goodbye.